In this episode of Von Armand DIY, I want to show you how I made this like Art the Clown mask right here with just duct tape actually. It's a good video to describe how I kind of made my Jeepers Creepers mask in a way. Here's the materials I used, and to start off, I basically just started by making him a clown hood, that like white thing Art the Clown wears over his head, where his face still shows. I just took some white textured fabric because the back side of it, the wrong side, actually looks like perfect color and is not as see-through. Basically, I just cut out this shape here with the face opening, and I just sewed around the sides from the face opening, the top and the bottom of it. And once I did that, he just had a clown hood of his own, and that part was just done actually. So now we're gonna get into the real beauty of this video. We're gonna move on to the mask. And so like I said before, this is like a good way to describe how I kind of started out making my Jeepers Creepers mask. You can go check that video out. And so what I did was, since this is for my little brother, I'm gonna have to do it for him to make sure it's his size. I started by putting a tape around his head, and then basically I did this with many strips of tape around his nose. And then basically after I done the nose part on the front of his face, I can just go across under his nose. Like that's how I get this right here. It's a really good method actually to make an easy Squid Game mask because it's like perfectly round like that. But anyway, after I did that, I basically just had this here on his head. And then like I'm actually just gonna use some craft foam and measuring out. I'm gonna try to trace out like the bone structure shape that Art's face kind of has. And I'm gonna place it into the mask around the nose. And this craft foam is actually too thin. I recommend using thicker craft foam. And I don't think I exactly traced this out right. I would have definitely just rather have like drew some lines on it. I used two separate pieces there for the chin since that's more 3D compared to the like face structure piece. And then so yeah, I have that piece, and since it's duct tape, it'll easily stick on, and I could easily still take it off if I had to. But like how I did the chin was basically I just like put one piece there on both sides, perfect in length, and then I just like cut like out an angle to like that create that chin. And then I just cut out like where my brother's eyes were, and I'm gonna cut out some eye holes too after the chin there. And then I just taped around it. That's really much what I'm gonna do when I'm done. I decided to tape around it to create that color. But anyway, that's the chin there, covered in tape. And then this thing, with the eye holes missing, kind of looks like a hockey mask. For the nose, I just use these shapes here. I'm gonna tape them together on the front, and I'm use these like little piece here, and I'm gonna like tape in some nostrils to create that better nose look. And then once the nose and the chin were done, I just decided to put duct tape all around it, because really the only other shapes I worked on after that was the nose and the chin. I just duct taped all around it, and I used the Sharpie to draw on the details for makeup, the brows, the triangles around his eyes, and the little dot on the tip of his nose. Weird way for a clown to do his nose. But anyway, that's pretty much how I did like the mask. Easy, doesn't look that good, I know, but it'll work eventually. I eventually decided to cut down the in between the eyes a bit. And also I'm gonna put in some elastic straps. I basically just marked on the top and the left and right because that's the best way to put them. And then I just sewed them in with white thread. So I decided to say, fuck, I might as well just use it for the straps as well. Nobody's gonna see over the clown hood. But the Sharpie would peel off, so I just taped on the details with craft foam pieces, or you can use black paper, whatever, no matter. I just glued those on, and then once I did that, it was done. So to reveal it, this is how the mask turned out. And like I said, I eventually ended up trimming like down in between the eye holes a bit to create more of that angry expression. And this is my little brother in his Art the Clown mask. Like I swear, this thing is like simple, but it still like looks kind of creepy to me, honestly. And yeah, this is it. You can look how it looked before I trimmed down the eyes, actually, right here, like I said. Here's it when we saw it re-release in theaters. I was Pennywise and he was Art. Look forward to a costume movie marathon about that eventually. But yeah, that's basically how I made this Art the Clown mask right here. Thank you for watching. Peep whoop.